breakfast at Tim Hortons in Huntsville. On the road by just after 7, so that's pretty good. So we gotta go like crazy until noon, because this morning it's a 30% chance of rain, which isn't bad. 23 degrees, which also isn't bad. And then the risk of thunderstorms. And as I assume that as I move west, that risk of thunderstorms will happen earlier in the day rather than later. So I got to get as many miles as I possibly can done before the thunderstorms, whenever that is. So I'm going to go from here, south actually, from Huntsville. And then turn west to Parry Sound, and then north of Parry Sound. I was going to go through stop at the bridge over the Nasecoot River, but given that there's a bit of a time crunch with respect to the rain, I am not going to do that, because I need to get west of the Sioux as quickly as possible. So that's my day. Yesterday I had, well, it was a real nice, just relaxed. It was the longest that I've spent with Kathy and Eric in a while. And every time I chat with Eric, I'm impressed with how widely read. I mean, he really is a very widely read, and he has a broad range of educated opinions. And he does so without being pedantic or lectury. So anyhow, it was good. We had a very good, went out for lunch, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. And they're off to a friend's cottage today. I hope they have a good time. And oh, let's just squeeze the lean angle, because I screwed up the apex here just a bit. And yeah, that's all I know. So I'm gonna let the camera run for a couple of minutes, not long. Okay, here we are in downtown Rosso. Got about 26 clicks to Parry Sound. Rosso Port Carling, the summer home of the wealthy from Toronto. And it really is a beautiful spot, nice lakes. So this is really just to touch base and let you know that I'm, or let you know, let me know, state. Anyhow, I could have turned the camera on prior to going to Rosso, but that would require planning and forethought. And all I can think of now is, please don't pull out in front of me, thank you. So here we go, we're on our way to Parry Sound. And I'm not going to stop at Parry Sound, I don't need to. I'm simply going to turn right on the 400 and continue up to Sudbury, and then turn left to Sault Ste. Marie. So this is It's a very pretty road. I mean, right now it's kind of boring, but there's a stretch from Highway 11 over to Rosso that's real nice and twisty. Okay, catch you later. Well, this is good. We have just come out on the Lake Joseph Road, 19 kilometers south of Parry Sound, and a couple of hundred clicks to Sudbury. So we might be dooming ourselves to spending a few hours in the lobby of Macaulay's, but I think I'd rather do that than travel in torrential rain and thunderstorms with the possibility of hail. So here we are. We'll be on the 400 extension, or the 400 I guess it's called now, pretty soon. 20 clicks. Yeah, this oh, look at that, man, oh man. Do I miss the lakes of northern Ontario? Yes. And this isn't really northern Ontario, but it's north-ish Ontario. So here's the turnoff for Sudbury, with the obligatory white van traveling, oh come on, well below the speed limit. No, don't step on it. My God. Oh, there we go. Easy. Easing into the throttle. Careful, don't want to spin the tires. And here we are connecting with the 400. Now that actually didn't take as long as I thought it would take. I think this is the last, this stretch here to Sudbury is the last stretch of 110km/h road. I'm trying to remember if the 110km/h road extends from Sudbury to the Sioux. I somehow doubt it. Anyhow, what it means is that we can make good time, and yeah, so I'll turn the camera off in a minute. This is basically 4-lane. It's an extension of Highway 400 that goes through Barrie. And yeah, what you see is what you get. Efficient, which means there's no windy, twisty stuff here at all. But it serves its purpose, and its purpose today for me is to simply get ahead of the rain. I've enjoyed actually pretty good weather. I wouldn't say spectacular because I've had some hot days, and I had one day coming between Sherbrooke and Montreal where I had a few very, very light bits of rain, but yeah, okay, it's bordering on spectacular. So we'll just keep it here at 119, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, we're about 4 clicks, 5 clicks, Point of Barrel. Point of Barrel, of course, is where we spent a couple of weeks every summer for many years. we would put our boats in at the Nayscoot River where it crossed the old highway, and paddle and then use motors and clear obstructions, and get down to the mouth of the Nayscoot River and pitch our tents on the low-lying rocks, and my parents would fish, and we would depend on those fish for most of our food. And you had to watch out for rattlesnakes. Small thing, no big deal. And I would swim and then fish, and it was really idyllic, and it was just a fabulous break from living in Hamilton. I mean, what can I say? Clear waters of Georgian Bay, and both my parents would catch bass. Once my father caught a muskie, but it broke free just as it got to the boat, and it was quite a big one. I saw it. So here we are. I'm going to take a stop in Point of Barrel. I'm going to top up with gas. I don't really need it. I've used about 100 clicks worth of gas, which is about 5 liters, 5.5 liters. And I'm going to grab a cookie, and then I'll get on the road. Next stop, Sudbury. All right, so here we are. Point of Barrel has not grown significantly over the years. Later. Well, we just got gas in Point of Barrel. Picked up a couple of cookies, package of Tic Tacs, and talked to the nice lady about the rain. And she said, well, there's a little bit rain just north of you. So, we'll see how we do. I've made real good time so far. There we go. It is 123 kilometers to Sudbury. There's the road that we used to take to the Nayscoot River. Down that road, I think, is also Nayscoot Lake, where I vacationed a couple times, actually, in the 80s. It was a very nice little lake, and I'm assuming, I never checked it out, but I'm assuming that Nayscoot Lake feeds Nayscoot River. So now, there, we'll put our visor down so we can help the audio. So now we'll beetle along at there we go. 107, I think, is about the maximum we can do. It's a 90 zone. And let's pray. I mean, a little bit of rain ain't bad, although I will pull over and change my gloves for rain gloves. 120 to Sudbury. It's 24 degrees, so I kind of want to leave the vents in my jacket open for the time, as long as possible, because otherwise I'll create my own private sauna. Anyhow, so far so good. I mean, I know it's going to rain at some point, but let's see what we can do to put it off as long as possible. Somewhere up here we come across the Moon River, where I saw the biggest rattlesnake I've ever seen. One time fishing with my father, it was on the road, and we also saw a Bren gun carrier. Apparently quite a few people bought Bren gun carriers and tried to use them for logging and whatever, but even though they're a tracked vehicle, they didn't work too well in the bush. Murray McPherson says there's a tank on an island somewhere off Honey Harbor. I doubt very much that it's a tank. It's probably another Bren gun carrier. I've never seen it, and I'm relying on him, and what can I say? So I think there's more than one Bren gun carrier up here, but I mean, it would take an awful lot. They've been sinking slowly into the primordial ooze that is up here. You'd have to really want to get it, and when you got it, I doubt very much that, I mean, yeah, I don't know. They weigh a ton, literally. I don't know how you'd move basically a large, heavy lump. So, at any rate, we're stuck behind this tractor trailer, and he's stuck behind the white camper van that I passed a little while ago that isn't going fast. And somewhere in the middle of the sandwich, looks like a Mazda or a Nissan, and it's a construction zone, so for all of the above, nobody's going very fast. So I'm going to turn the camera off, because this is, I'm sure, about as interesting as watching paint dry, and we'll catch you later. Well, here we are. I was just out for supper. And so today was a long hot day. It hit 29 at one point, and long stretches of road construction, so sitting on the road. The thunderstorms and hail never materialized, but it did rain for a few minutes around Thessalon, just long enough for me to do up all my vents and change over to put my Rucka Gore-Tex gloves on.